Is it morning yet? It's morning very shortly. Kind of anticipated a couple things. You know, second day, first day, it's like going the first day of school. You know, you wear your best pants, you got your new shoes on, everybody's excited. Second day of school, it's like, I'm excited for a while, and then not so excited about being back at school. Kind of like football. It got a little hard, maybe because of the heat or just whatever it is, and we don't function very good. Saw a fight break out. I told them, I said there was 3 guys that got ejected today. I basically told them, if you really want to fight, go in the bubble and fight. Just go on in there. And don't mess up my practice, because it's on the schedule. And I'm just trying to make the point that we can't function like that. You know, it just can't. And I say it as a player. I've been in a lot of heated moments on the practice field, and things like that happen. You know, and people think that's great. It's not great. Just get ejected from the game. I mean, it got so bad, and I told them they don't know the rules yet. But when the team left the sideline, half the defense got ejected. We'd have been playing with 8 guys. I might have had to play. I said, I don't want to play, guys. My body hurts. I don't want to play. So I just think it's one of those nights. You get it, you know. But you got to tell them what it is. You got to tell them the truth. And the guy always tells them the truth. But there were spurts. There were spurts of practice, and we had things going. It was pretty competitive. And I like practices where one side wins and the other side kind of finds its way. And you know, that took place. But it was a little sloppy at times. It is fatigue. Guys are tired. I get it. First day of school, it's all fun. Second day of school, they give you homework. It's not a lot of fun. So we'll improve.
Herm, you had some running backs that broke some big plays tonight.
We had a couple runners, and we're trying to define who all those guys are. There's some talented ones. 31 keeps showing up. Kind of interesting. Just remember I said that. 31 keeps showing up. We'll see where it's at when we start the season. But we've got some talented kids, there's no doubt.
Is it kind of special, though, coming from a JUCO and just making the rise?
Well, you know, it's practice. And his first day of practicing in Division I football was last night, along with the rest of those guys, and high school players and some JC guys. And I think I know who trained him when he wasn't here. A guy I went to school with at Cal, actually. I was training the guy, and he would give me some information every week how he was doing. So it's not surprising. He's flashing right now, and that's a good thing. Now we haven't put pads on, doesn't stretch the imagination. But he's got some qualities that we can use with our offense. It's good to see.
So you try to make sure that the positions that are least solidified, you're getting a lot of film on.
There's a lot of competition going on. You'll see guys at certain spots being moved around, and guys are just kind of in and out, you know, not just that position, but there's at the secondary as well, you know, especially the safety spot, linebacker. So we're just trying to find our niche, find out what guys do well, and then obviously give them a role. Because, you know, football is about roles. Everyone knows about the starting guys, the 11, but on defense, if you're going to be a good defense, you got to play with 20-plus guys. Offensively, probably the same number, you know, and you got to find out what they do well. Some young guys, I think, can help us, and we got to find roles for them. Don't want to give them too much. We want to give them enough where they can, you know, have an impact on what we do.
And is it hard to coach toughness, or is that just something that's
yeah. I mean, there's an innate toughness, but the key is to be mentally tough, you know. And teams that I've always marveled at and respected were the teams that were mentally tough, you know. And when it was uncomfortable, they kept their poise. And you got to be able to do that. And look, I'm an emotional guy, but I don't lose my poise. I just don't. I mean, some people think he's emotional, he's going to go, no, I don't. I really don't. I mean, the more conflict and the more chaos, I'm very comfortable, because I know other people are going to lose their poise. And I'm just going to stick to who I am. I mean, because I function good in that environment. I really do. And I learned that as a player. I really did. I learned it as a football player. And so I think when you get a bunch of guys that realize that, you have an edge. You have an edge. You really do.
And does Danny Gonzalez, does he remind you of anyone you've coached with before? Is he similar to anyone you've coached with before?
Yeah, he's got that little what I like it. You know, he's got a way of communicating to players. He's going to be hard on them, but he's going to love them, because he wants them to reach their potential. And there's a standard that he wants these guys to meet. And this has kind of been work in progress, this defense. And it's improved over the years, but we got to improve more. But there's some numbers that are very scary, that kind of like, whoa. And they saw those numbers. I told them the numbers the last 3 years are not pretty. And I think sometimes they know, well, we're not very good, but when you see the numbers, it's like, here's the numbers, guys. And we got to improve on that. And they know that, and they want to do that. So, still work in progress, but I like the way we're trying to do things.
Do you like the chemistry of the defensive coaching staff?
I do. I think it's great coaches. They're great teachers. They really are. They're fundamental. They're technicians. They've allowed me to coach the first 20 minutes of practice with the DBs, which I kind of enjoyed. Got my little script. Got all my stuff I was doing with them today. My wife said, "Are you coaching those guys?" And I said, "Not the whole day, honey. She said, leave the coaches alone. Don't bother them." I got my little script, what my drills I'm doing today with them, and they kind of go over there, and I get about 20 of them. Here we go for about 20 minutes. It reminds me of my days when I was coaching the secondary guys. So it's a lot of fun.
So you're obviously known for your 4:30 a.m. routine in the weight room with the late night practices.
I'm still there. I'm on the clock. I can't sleep. I keep a notepad by my bed, and I wake up, checking the clock to make sure I don't oversleep. And that's the problem. I write some notes, and I come in and I talk to Danny. I said, "Danny, what I was thinking about last night?" He said, "Oh no, really?" I said, "Let's think about this." Offense, I messed with the offense today. Walked in there and told them a couple things. So it's been a lot of fun. It really has.
What about Kyle Williams?
Who? Excuse me?
Kyle Williams.
Yeah, just a person. Guy wants to be a doctor. This is unbelievable. It's just, I'm like, really? And he's going to be one. If that's what he wants to be. But he's an accountable guy. He's a team guy. He's a detailed guy. It's good to have guys like that on your team. Guys you can trust. Knowing in big moments, and everyone knows what Nikhil can do. He's the guy that you want to get the ball to. But there's going to be times when coverage won't dictate that. They'll try to take him away, and who do you go to? And obviously number 10 is a security blanket as well, because he'll find a way to get open. And he plays a tough position because he's running a lot of routes inside. You got to be a tough guy. You got to be able to read coverage. You got to know where the softness is in the zone. You got to know when it's man-to-man, how to run away from it. It's a unique position, and he does it well.
Your approach to having fans out at your practice and the openness of it.
Yeah, but we're just practicing right now. See, it's no different than me in training camp. If we're up in Camp Cush, people are invited to camp. So I think when we get here, they say, "What are we doing?" It's the same thing we do. Now, there'll be a point to when we start game planning and we start looking at UTA, then it's going to be different. The media will be invited to a certain extent, and then, like anything, and you guys know the drill, then you got to go. And it's nothing against you guys, but it's just, that's the way it works. That's how I function. But I've always been a big believer in let the people come out and watch them. I don't have a problem with that.
Is Jalen Harvey seems limited? Is he good?
Yeah, but he's got a hammy, so we're just trying to arrest him. Because those things are bad. Pull it when you're out. Yeah. Okay, you guys have a good evening.
Thanks, Coach.